Hello, I'm Sam of Stitchy Sam here on FlossTube but also on Instagram. Today is Monday the 20th of October and today I'm doing a FlossTube Extra because yesterday I came home from a retreat. Boo, very sad, but back to reality. Have a day off today, so I thought I would do a quick FlossTube and just share with you my experience of the recent Floss Friends retreat in Rotherham / Sheffield. Okay, so the Floss Friends retreat, I think this is probably my third, maybe fourth retreat I've had with them. I really enjoy them thoroughly. It's located in a hotel, the Holiday Inn at Rotherham, but also / Sheffield. It's on the outskirts just off the M1. Some really good transport links there. I know others show a full vlog experience in terms of this is what my room looks like, so on. But I just got into my room, was a bit too excited and started unpacking. I thought, you're not going to want to see all my bits and pieces all over the place. So in terms of clothes, that is. So I didn't do that. However, I did take time to share, to take pictures of some of the things that I eat, because it's not all about cross stitching, it's doing a lot of eating. I do have some photos to share. I do apologise for the fact I have taken a bite or two out of some of them before thinking to take a photo, but I will just show you very quickly. So I arrived on the Friday and left on the Sunday. So on the Friday night, I just wanted something light. Went to the bar. There was a group of stitchers already stitching away in the corner, but I thought, I am starving, I am going to get something to eat. So I decided to have a starter of fish cake, and I'll show you the pictures along here. Fish cake with hollandaise sauce and a side of chips, which was just right for me, really. And then I went to join the stitchers and we had a good chat before retiring to my room and doing some more cross stitching, as you do on a stitching retreat weekend. In the morning, I had breakfast included on both mornings. The first morning, I thought I'm going to treat myself to full English. I also had a bowl of muesli, as you can see, and just some juice and a cup of coffee. Then I went up to the stitching room. You also get available snacks or sweet treats in the morning and the afternoon. In the morning, I've only had one on the Saturday morning, which I'm gluten-free. So I had gluten-free croissant, which, yes, I've taken a bite out of that, but it was smaller than a traditional croissant, but it was really nice. And then then I had my lunch, which you get 2 courses on the Floss Friends retreats in terms of a warm lunch and then a dessert, and then drink. So I had for my lunch on the Saturday was salmon mixed in with tomato sauce with some rice and salad. And also that evening I didn't have the afternoon sweet treat, which was a brownie. I was just too full by that stage. But on that evening, I decided to have, it was basically street food, inspired food, which was like a cardboard box, which you can see on the picture here. And which was fries with pulled pork, and it was just about the right amount of food for me on that evening. And then most of the stitches went back up to the room, but I decided that I was going to call it a day and go and relax in my room and further stitch. And I've got a little picture there of my room and stitching in hand. And then the next morning, on the Sunday morning, I had all good intentions of having something really light for my breakfast and started off with muesli and some yogurt. But then I thought, oh, I really fancy a little bit of warm breakfast. So I just had one sausage and one egg. Lonely breakfast, but that I was really full by that point and decided I'm going to stop there. Yeah, and then for lunch, I had some rather disappointing roast chicken. It was really quite tough and dry. So I'm showing you the picture, and just a couple of roast potatoes and broccoli, which was quite hard, to be honest. But then I had the most beautiful cheesecake, which was gorgeous. And I wanted to travel back home fairly early. I wanted to sort of beat busy traffic, so I didn't actually stay until the afternoon sweet treat, but they usually do things like chocolate chip cookies, that sort of thing, in the afternoon. So anyway, you've not come here to hear about all my food and drink and so on. So what I did do during the after weekend was that I did take some little videos of the stalls and also of just where I was sat and what the atmosphere was like. So I'm going to insert them right here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, I hope that's given you a good idea of what a retreat looks like, what the Floss Friend retreat looks like. And I'm just going to go into my table. My table mates on the table were absolutely amazing and so generous. I didn't actually bring any table gifts because I just didn't have the time to sort something out, but everybody else was really generous, and I was really pleased with what I received. Now I'm going to try and associate them, but I did make a list of all the people that are at my table. I got them to write down in my cross stitch journal. So I'm going to give those credits because they all provided me with a gift. It felt like Christmas, honestly it did. So thank you to Susan Sabin, Karen Smith, who's known as a cross stitch lady here on FlossTube, Hilary Ball, Sue Barker, Nicholas Smith, Michelle from Stitch Mania Stash, and Annabelle Smith. Really great company, and so generous with your time and just having lovely chats with you all. So thank you for that. Now I've not actually got the gifts right next to me, so give me a second. Hello, I'm back and I found all the treasure troves. Now I'm going to take you through them. Just beware that there are quite a few of these little treats from both my table mates, but also a couple from the associated table, because I have got to know quite a few people that attend these events. So the first one came in this little purple box, and that was from Susan Smith. Sorry, I put my notes on the floor because quite frankly there isn't enough room on this table, on this chair for them. So opening up, you can see in here there is an unpicker. You can see that, and there's also a cute little pair of scissors in this plastic case and little snips, so you can see those. Some of these things I'm going to give to my son who's got into cross stitching. I've already shown him a few things already, but I've said I need to do my video first. So, and then little organza bag, which is so cute. Right, okay, let's open this up. I've got some washi tape, sort of purple with spots on. I've also got a mini needle minder, and some things might stick to this, so just please bear with me. And it's a picture of some flowers. I think you might be able to see that it's really, really small and really tiny. It's probably about the size of just over a 5p piece here in the UK. I've also got an unusual needle threader here with a teeny tiny hook to thread those needles. And the last thing in here, I think, is a charm or a scissor keep. It's really cute. It's got a little butterfly and a little flower there. So it's sort of like gold metal on there, coloured metal. So that's those. Right, I'm not going to put them all back together again. Right. Now this little, well, fairly big pouch with all of these oddities here, that was from Annabelle and Karen Smith. So opening this up, I've got a pin cushion, sort of like a floral pin cushion. It's quite a large one, to be honest. So thank you, Annabelle and Karen. Also in here we have a tin which is magnetic. It's sort of like blue and, oh, sorry for all the glare, that's better. Floral, sort of like blue and sort of, well, dark blue and light blue. And then the final thing in here is so a hoop with some floss drops, which I think they'll come in useful along the way. So that was great, and a little sort of pouch. I'll definitely be making good use of those. Now, some of these might be a bit crinkly. In this one, we've got, I'm not going to open it up because I think you can see, I've got a larger needle tin with some oriental sort of blossom on the tree. I've also got a floral needle threader and also some hand cream. So what was that? That's from the Body Shop. That is shea butter for hand cream. So that should be really nice. Thank you. I didn't make a note of where that was from. Also, I think also from the table was this little tape measure. I'm just going to take this out. My son is going to absolutely loves this, so thank you. I did actually make a note of this one. I'm pretty sure we've got the tape measure. That is from Sue Barker, so thank you, Sue. It's got a little apple icon there, and then just typical tape measure, mini tape measure. You press it and the tape retracts. So there we go. Yeah, you've probably already seen, but there's always some pleasure in that. My little boy really enjoys it, so thank you so much for that. Right, okay, moving on to one final thing from the actual table, which was this pencil case, which again, my little boy said immediately, that is perfect for my schoolwork. So he will be having this. And inside here is caramel Freddo. Also some clips, which I've just thrown some on the floor, but yeah, I think you get the idea. We'll show you these ones. Yeah, it's all little. There's a green and a yellow one, different sizes. Again, they will be really useful. There's also a Hobbycraft mini kit of a reindeer, which is super cute. Eyes closed. I suppose there's potential to make that a Rudolph with a rosy nose, but we shall see for that one. And then the final thing is just an orange highlighter pen, which again, I think my little boy will probably have some say in where that goes. Right, just gonna quickly just pack this up. Yeah, so there were three little pegs. One's just fallen on the floor. And then there were 3 gifts. First off, there was somebody coming around handing out these scissor keeps with pumpkins on that they made themselves. So I thought they're quite cute. And yeah, so that's good to have. Also, Stitching with My Little Lauren was handing out these little bags. So in here is a piece of ribbon for finishing. Also some nice autumnal fabric offcut with, I can't remember, see if they're pumpkins or, no, they're flowers, but they look a bit like pumpkins. Yeah, I think you can see that okay. So that's that one. There's also some stickers, some cute forest stickers, probably perfect to put in my stitching journal, unless of course my little boy has some say in that as well. I haven't shown him absolutely everything. And then some more washi tape. Oh, things are flying everywhere. This one is like with leaves, sort of golden coloured leaves. Yeah, it's those. And here's another mini hoop needle minder with a black ghost, I think. I don't think it's a bat. It looks ghost shaped but black. So that's that. And oh, there's also this skein of floss. I'm not quite sure, it looks like a Chinese style floss, but I'm sure I'll find a use for this lovely sort of green colour. And I'm sure something went flying off on the floor. What am I like? No, that's just the tie to tie it up, so nothing worth noting there. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to pack up, but I just don't like all the mess, and I want it nice and tidy for when my little boy comes home, because my husband's just gone out to pick him up, so I might need to do this in a couple of parts. And the final thing that I was gifted was in this beautiful organza bag, multicolored on the backdrop with blue, and this has a hand designed needle minder with like pumpkin. I'll see if I can make sure it's the right way. There we go. Pumpkins on the doorstep. They're really cute and quite sort of like autumnal and right sort of time. And then we've got some sweet treats. So we've got a little bag of Haribo. Sorry, that's my dodgy singing coming out there. And then we've also got, I'm not sure, oh, I think this is a magnetic clip, and yeah, it is, but I can't get it open. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is. So if anyone can tell me, it's got sort of black down the line, so I'm going to have a play about with that now. It's not a nail file, which I thought it was. Interesting. Pop that up there. And then also we've got some Cadbury's Cream Egg Miniature Hero, and we've also got Whisper Hero as well. Oh, this way up. Yeah, see, Whisper Miniature Heroes. And yes, so that's that final bag. So thank you to everyone that gifted me something. Like I say, I just didn't have the time to put something together. So thanks again for the table mates. All of them gifted something or other, so that was great. Right, okay, so what we next? What I'm going to do is I am going to just show you the swap item, which is a stitching swap that we did, a little swap. So first off, I am going to, which I haven't shown here yet, I am going to show you pictures of my finished piece, but also I took a picture yesterday of the piece, fully finished object, with the recipient, who was Lauren at Stitching with My Little. She was so pleased, and it's just weird that we keep on picking each other's things. Obviously, we're just attracted by the gift bags. So here it is, 2 little ghost cats, and it's called Paranormal Activity, and I got that from the Cross Stitcher Halloween special book. So I really enjoyed that quick stitch. Have a look for it on think I got it on Libby, the book, online book, I don't know what you call, platform where you can get borrowed books. But then I also received her item, which I will just grab this, and I'm just gonna put my lamp on. It's quite dark now. Yeah. Hopefully that's okay. Right, okay, so first up, this gorgeous bag, large bag, which she put autumn and some cute stickers on, and also she's got the name of the design is called Plaid for Autumn by Hands On Designs, on 14 count unknown Ada and used threads from Stash. And as I said before, it's stitched by Lauren Codd. Right. Now, this isn't this. I'll get the stitched item. I'm just saying that she very generously shared some other bits and pieces as well. So this is the stitching cushion, as I said before. Autumn, some pumpkins, leaves, and some acorns. Really super cute, beautifully stitched up. And on the back she's got 2025 and some pumpkin sort of like charms, I suppose, and finished off by this autumnal bow on the top there. So that's cute. What she also shared was this gift bag, which I just thought was amazing. Can't really see very well. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. So there's a couple of hot chocolates there, a packet of marshmallows, and it's actually all in a glass mug. Cool. I don't know what you call it. And it's got sort of embossed, sorry about the crinkling, embossed sort of like leaves and a pumpkin. And there's also a packet of clotted cream finger biscuits. So as I mentioned before, I'm gluten-free, so again my husband and son will get those. And then the final thing in the bag, I can just find it. It's basically just this little organza bag, and it has three colours of DMC, so yellow, orange, and sort of like a mahogany red type style brown thread. So again, I'll put that within my stash of DMC. So thank you, Lauren, really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy the little kittens on the easel. I forgot to mention, yeah, make sure you basically can present it and maybe switch it out for something else during the year. That's when it's not Halloween. So really loved all of those things. I'm going to come back in just a bit, maybe later this evening, to go through the bits and pieces I got off the freebie table, but also things that I purchased. So I'll see you back in just a blink of an eye. Thank you very much. Hi, and welcome back to my part 2 of my retreat review. I cannot believe it's nearly 2 weeks since I recorded the first half of this video. Just life has got in the way. Soon after as I finished the first lot of video, my son came home from school and it became apparent that he'd got a cold or a bug, which meant that he couldn't go to any of his after school clubs on a Wednesday, but also on a Saturday wasn't able to do his usual activities. So I wasn't able to record last weekend. So this weekend is the first opportunity that I've been able to do it. So It's the 1st of November. It is now 2 weeks since passed since the retreat started, but I just wanted to fill you in on my small haul and the projects that I took with me, because I thought you might like to see those. So as part of the retreat, there is a freebie stroke selling table, so attendees can sell to other attendees, and also you can just sort of like stash unload, you can give things away, which I did, certainly a few things. So first thing I picked up was this beautiful kit. It's by, sorry for the crinkling, it's by Sunsets of Derwent Designs, and it's called Pine Tree Bay. I just thought the colours just look amazing, and it's obviously got all of this greyed out area. It appears to be a full kit with all the threads. I'm not sure what count it is, but I think it might be 16 count or even 18 count. It doesn't say on the packet, but yeah, that just, I just love that. So that one was free. I picked that one up. The next one I picked up for my son, which is a pull out of around the world, some flags. He's obsessed with maps and flags. So, and also now he started cross stitching. I said, you might want to do them. There's a lot of back stitch there, but I said you don't necessarily have to do the back stitch, particularly on the flags, which are just sort of like 3 colours. So yeah, you've got Germany in the centre there. You could do that without the back stitch. I just don't think it's necessary. So yeah, so I thought that that'd be something, some mini projects for him to do. I'll try and show you some more without the charts. So we've got Wales, Australia. I thought it was Australia, just checking it wasn't New Zealand. China. We've got Canada and Japan and Netherlands, and then we've got New Zealand towards the bottom. Brazil, Scotland, and oh, this is terrible, Italy. That didn't look like the right colours for Italy, but of course it is. So there's quite a few flags for him to choose from, that he might want to do in the future, and they're just like mini makes. So I picked that up for him. So those are the only 2 things I got off the freebie table. Something I did pick up but had to pay a small amount to was also for my son, and it was just a standard hoop. The old hoop that I'd given my son is basically, it's lost its tension. I've had it that long, so I just picked this up from, let's see who it says, from Zoe. I'm obviously not going to tell you the full details. So that was just a couple of pounds. I picked that up. I thought that was worthwhile. Looks pretty much brand new, so picked that up. In terms of haul, things I purchased, first off, Stitch Mania stash. I've already recently bought loads of bags from her, so I didn't this time, but what I did buy was one of these, and it is an alt catcher. If you pop, you can use it flat, it attracts the threads, or if you pop each of the corners like so. Oh, it's quite difficult to do on camera. Here we go. Oh, and excuse me if I sound a bit blocked up. I think I caught a mild version of whatever my son had. So here we go. It's like a little tub. So, and I was using that at the retreat and just throwing my threads in, and then when you complete, you can, when you finish doing what you're doing, you can unpop it. And what I did is I folded it over and then popped it like that, just to keep all the threads inside, and then I was able to, when I got home, to dispose of them correctly. So that one was from Stitch Mania's stash. Love the colours. She had so many to choose from, but I finally went on that one. Secondly, cross stitch bunny. I always try and buy a needle mide and wear them away. So this one, this cheeky frog, I thought that was just so cute and so perfect. And the flower on is your right, I suppose, is for my son. So I've shown it to him, and he thinks it's lovely. He loves his colourful things as well. So actually, I'm show that again without shaking. So that's cross stitch bunny. So cute. And also I pre-ordered from Talking Dog Stitching a couple of threads that I needed for Mario. So in my normal review video, you will see that I've made able to fill in the blanks of the darker, the reddy brown here, 221, and also this orange. I just, for some reason, hadn't got it on my thread card, so I thought, oh, I'll just order it. They're relatively inexpensive, and I just thought, I'm not paying the postage is more than actually 2 strands of thread. But Talking Dog, Rachel, she said that we could pick them up from the retreat, so that's exactly what I did. But then I thought I was done with all my shopping, but then I thought about the Lizzie cakes that I've got in my collection that I've been really thinking about for some time that I ought to start. So I looked up the threads that I would need for a couple of them, and went a bit crazy and just bought them again from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitching. So yeah, just trying to, so I think there's 9 colours that I got. The Weeks Dye Works, sorry, I'm noting down, they're all tangled up a little bit, and I just can't wait to use these colours, these threads. It's just so gorgeous. I just love the richness of all the colours. So I've got this blue, which I'll use the bag actually to show against. That's called Jaybird. Oh, it's not showing up on the camera too well, but there's a blue. Also got this bright pink, which is called Begonia. So the Raw Weeks Dye Works. And then another blue, bluey sort of grey, purple. This is Blue Heron. So you can see it's sort of got bluey grey. Then we got Cocoa. So obviously that's just a brown colour. And then, sorry, this one's just called Bright Leaf. This must have been thinking more about an autumnal leaf, but it's called Bright Leaf. So yeah, it is sort of like when the leaves start to turn in the autumn. Another pink, but a lighter shade, called Busy Lizzie. Pink, and this one's Straw, sort of like a light brown, tan, orange. Just 2 more to go. Then I've got Blackboard, which is one I've struggled to get in the past, so that was nice. So it's not pure black, it's like a really dark steel grey. I'm not sure that's coming up too well on camera. And finally, This one is called Grasshopper. So yeah, really bright and bouncy. And again, the light's not too great here in Lincolnshire at the moment. Yeah, so Grasshopper. So yeah, so I've got all of those, and dare I say it, there may be a new start or two in the future, possibly the new year. So pop that down there. And then one final thing, Annabelle, who is one of my table mates, her daughter has been making pens and bookmarks and things to sell, to try and raise a little bit of funds for her for a school trip that she's coming up to. And so of course I had to look and buy it. And again, following on from the frog theme, I bought this pen for my son. I don't know, yeah, that's it, because his favourite colour is green, and I thought he would like it, and I have showed it to him and he does like it. I've just said to him, you can't have any of the things that I bought you until after I've finished my videos. So yes, so thank you Annabelle, and thank you Annabelle's daughter for doing this for us. Sorry for the reflection. There we go. So that's that. So those are the things that I purchased during the event. Just a small amount of haul compared to my first and second retreats. But the last thing I want to show you are the 3 projects I worked on during my time at the retreat. On Instagram, I asked people what they'd most like to see stitched, and one of the things was my bunny, which I have worked on earlier in September, October time. I think it was at the beginning of October, sorry. So this will appear in my monthly review as well. So what she or he is. What I did at the retreat is fill in the grass, and I started on, you might see this yellow thread on this crocus. But funny story, or not so funny if you were me at the retreat, I was busy chatting and stitching away, and I almost finished the top colour of the crocus there. But what I realised was that I was stitching through my fabric at the back, so it was folded over on my in my nerd frame, and I thought it was only a few stitches, but then I was unpicking, so I just fell out with it. Had to be put away, and knowing full well I've got other projects that I could turn to. So I won't do before and after one for that one, because I'm not sure I did it before. No, actually I did, because I have got a before picture before the retreat and after the retreat. So I'll show the before photo here, and obviously I've seen the update for the bunny here. I just call it Spring Rabbit. It's a French design, and let me show you the packet. I think the true name of it is Eva Rossenstand, and the designer Clara Weaver. But I just think Spring Rabbit with the daffodils and snowdrops and the crocus, they're just more appropriate to call Spring Rabbit. So it was this crocus that caused me all that bother. I just had to put it down for a second at the retreat before I got rather cross with it. So the thing that I picked up next was my Sycamore Gap. It's by Bothy Threads, and I picked that up. Here's the before photo, and here's what it looks like now. So what happened was, on the evening of the Saturday, I went up to my room early than some of the others after I'd eaten, and I just found this so easy to cross stitch on the bed the up and down of the Northern Lights, and I just love, now I've stitched a whole load more, you can really see the effect of those from distance. And then the tree itself building at the bottom. So I'm about halfway through one of the pages. There are 6 pages in total of the design, but I think the bottom 3 are not full pages. So yes, so I love that, and it's particularly special to me, having spent a long time in the north, living in the northeast of England. So yeah, I enjoyed that one. And my last one, which I stitched a little bit onto the Sunday, I only really did half a day on the Sunday because then I had my lunch and then I had to go. So I didn't do an awful lot of stitches on this one, but it's frogs kissing, or kissing frogs. I can never remember the way around. So I've got the picture here. So oh gosh, things are dropping off everywhere. Yeah, so it's frogs kissing, and this is what it will look like when finished. This is a discontinued design from Haid as part of their 2015 SAL. And I think I only managed about 53 stitches, something ridiculous like that, because once again I made a mistake and had to unpick a bit. It seems to be that the frog, I really shouldn't have bought that needle minder, should I? And that frog was following me everywhere. So here's the stitching. Just take the grime guard off. So you can see I'm currently 76% of the way through on this one. So not an enormous amount to go, and I'm working across Royal Rose on that one. And yeah, I think that this one I'm going to really push to get a finish done in the next, if not next year, the year after. And that is what I'm promising. So maybe that goes on the Vogue promises list for me. I will shortly be telling you about my 2026 plans once they're formulated in my mind. But frogs kissing is going to form part of that. So that's that. So there were 3 projects. Yeah, so that was really good, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the weekend. Everyone was so lovely. The food was too much. I think it was the Wednesday before I actually felt hungry again. Because yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I just don't usually eat that much. And on the Monday when I got back, my sister, one of the other reasons why I couldn't do the video, invited me to lunch. So I was like, okay, I'm free. Let's do it. It's not something we do. I think it's the first time I've actually done a midweek lunch break, but that was really nice to catch up. So thank you. And so what I'm going to finish with is just a montage of the brag table, or the finishes table. It was from Sunday. I didn't manage to get one on the Saturday, but on both days it was absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll be posting another video really soon, updating you on my September and October updates. So thanks for now. Happy stitching.